JavaScript is an essential part of building dynamic web applications. It's versatile and can be used to create interactive user interfaces, web-based games, data visualizations, and so much more. Today, I'm going to show you how you can quickly use a Jumpstart solution to quickly build a JavaScript dynamic web app on Google Cloud. JavaScript is one of the most popular programming languages because it runs everywhere, enables development of event-driven applications that empower rich interactivity that respond to user input and other web components, and you can use a single language to talk to databases, generate dynamic content, or create interactive user experiences. But implementing a web app is much more than choosing a language and a framework. You need a strategic architecture that provides scalable web servers, serves dynamic data from a database, and static assets from storage. And you can't forget about security. You need to encrypt sensitive configurations and data, and enforce a model of least privilege between services. Once you choose a cloud serverless platform that handles scaling, you still need to decide on and set up database and storage options based on the characteristics of your application, identify configurations and data that are sensitive and choose how you will store these secrets, and finally, you need to make sure that all these separate components are configured and integrated. Sure, you can set up a cloud environment yourself, including compute, a database server, web server, CI/CD, security, and networking, but you want to spend your time working on your application and not the underlying infrastructure. There are ways to ease the burden of creating resources in the cloud, like infrastructure as code tools, but we want to help you stay focused on what you care about, the development of your application for your users. Google Cloud, however, has a Jumpstart solution where you can deploy one of the most popular dynamic web application stacks in the cloud in just a few steps and in minutes. You'll walk away learning how a JavaScript dynamic web app can run on Google Cloud. You'll see how Google Cloud products work together to run a sample app using Google Cloud's serverless container platform, managed database service, secret management, CI/CD tooling, and cloud storage. You'll also get learning resources for updating the deployed application and monitoring your application during runtime. This Jumpstart solution lets you deploy a JavaScript web app and all its supporting infrastructure. It's a sample developer journey web application that gives developers a fun user interface for exploring a simple maze to find and collect resources that provide technical tips. Once the solution is deployed, the architecture includes the following components. Users interact with the app by connecting via URL. Cloud CDN serves cached assets if available. If not, the request is routed to Cloud Load Balancing, which is a fully managed and globally scalable HTTPS, TCP SSL, and UDP load balancer. For static assets, Cloud Load Balancing pulls from a cloud storage bucket, which is object storage. For dynamic resources, Cloud Load Balancing directs requests to Cloud Run. The web service uses next.js and is hosted on Cloud Run, a fully managed service that lets you build and deploy serverless containerized apps. It lets you run containers to handle incoming requests so you can focus on the logic of your code. Sensitive values are provided to Cloud Run using environment variables stored in Secret Manager. Secret Manager is a secure storage platform for managing API keys, passwords, certificates, and other sensitive data. Cloud Run queries user data from Firestore, which is a NoSQL database backend for the JavaScript application. The Jumpstart solution lets you deploy the solution with all the resources required. Once you hit deploy, Google Cloud will automatically create and configure all the cloud resources needed to run this app and deploy the application code. Once it's deployed, you can access the web app like a user and explore, or like an administrator and explore the deployment, which consists of multiple primary services that have been integrated into a single Google Cloud project. Then you can use our learning resources and interactive tutorials to explore how the application is built. For those of you who want to customize the solution or update the client-server application on Cloud Run, check out the interactive tutorial. To explore the solution backend, check out an interactive tutorial that lets you explore a dynamic JavaScript web app to learn more about your solution deployment. And finally, to troubleshoot common errors, check out the solution guide. Keep in mind, this Jumpstart JavaScript Dynamic Web App solution gives you a great way to explore the capabilities of Google Cloud, and isn't intended to be used as is for production environments. You can learn a way to deploy dynamic web apps on Google Cloud using products that are modular, secure, and scalable. Check out the links below to try this Jumpstart solution on your own.